Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back with episode 56 of the Tennessee Titans Connected Careers. And today we have the 4-5 Tennessee Titans going up against the 4-5 Buffalo Bills. Now, this is a game that we definitely need to win. It's been kind of an up and down season so far. Really a lot of back and forth in terms of win losses. So we lost last week, and if we can get a win this week, get back to 500. I'm thinking that 9 or 10 win mark is really what's going to possibly push us into the playoffs. So, losing to a team like the Bills would be very bad. This is a game that we need to win. This is a game that we know we should win. And look at that, Mike Shanahan, I believe that was coaching the Buffalo Bills. Because as you can see, the Bills still have Ryan Fitzpatrick as their quarterback, who is having a decent year, but not too good though. Certainly could look for some improvement there at that position in the future, compared to Pooh Carlson, who's had a very rough year so far. A lot of people have talked about me possibly benching him. I might have to consider doing that after the year. They said I believe I still have Jake Locker on my bench, so he's a solid option there. But anyway, what I do want to talk about in the about this commentary, just not so much about the gameplay right now, at least, as the NFL scouting combine and kind of my thoughts on the NFL draft, just because the combine starts on Wednesday, I believe, and it's kind of getting towards that time of the year when we start thinking about the draft, which is in about 2 months or so, late April. So anyway, I'm pretty excited for it. I love youth and young talent in sports, and especially in the NFL, as you can see the Bills kicker misses the field goal there. So I love youth. I love rookies and stuff like that. I'm so interested in those guys. So I'm really excited for this year's draft. It's not, it's certainly not going to be like last year's draft. Last year we had so many good young players, RG3, Russell Wilson, Doug Martin, Luke Quickly, the guy in the Janoris Jenkins, Andrew Luck. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of guys who had great rookie seasons, but it's not as deep of a draft, but especially not quarterback-wise. The top quarterbacks would likely have been second rounders last year. I think someone said that Brandon Weeden would have been the top quarterback in this year's draft. So to put that in comparison, or in perspective, he was probably the fourth or fifth best rookie quarterback last year, quite frankly. Obviously, you'd put Wilson, Griffin, and Luck ahead of them, and then maybe, I don't know. I can't think of any other rookie quarterbacks, so I guess you'd have to put Weeden fourth. But either way, I guess Tannehill, I put Tannehill ahead of him, so fifth best quarterback out of that class, and to consider him to be the best in this year's class, that'd be pretty rough. So anyway, it's interesting with the Chiefs who have the top spot, because it's a draft where obviously you want to build around a quarterback, you want to build your offense around a quarterback. That seems kind of to be the way to win in the NFL these days, and the Chiefs don't really have an opportunity to do that at least this year. So I'm of the opinion that they shouldn't, risk and try to take a Matt Barkley or Geno Smith or Mike Glennon number 1 overall. I think they should go with that offensive lineman Luke Coacole or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember who it is. The guy from Texas A&M. I've heard he's about as much of a sure thing as you're going to find in the NFL draft these days. So I think that's something that the Chiefs need. They can't afford another bust or something. So they also have the opportunity to release Matt Castle. So I think they should try to maybe go after some of their quarterbacks in free agency. We'll see. I know Vic got re-signed. I don't know what's going to happen to Alex Smith. I don't know what's going to happen to Mark Sanchez, Tim Tebow. I don't know what's going to happen to Ryan Fitzpatrick, maybe. I don't know what's going to happen to a lot of guys. So anyway, maybe Matt Flynn gets traded. Who knows? So maybe the Chiefs should ride another year with Castle or go in another direction. We'll have to see, but I don't think they should draft a quarterback. I think they should go with the offensive lineman Coacole, because I think, especially if you do draft a quarterback in next year's draft, you need a good offensive line. Having a bad offensive line really ruined David Carr's career. It's certainly stunted Matt Schaub's career right now. It makes guys like Brady ineffective quarterbacks, just because you need an offensive line. If you can't, it's great if a quarterback can read, coverage and develop secondary options or whatever, but if he doesn't have time to do that, there's no point in having that skill. So I think that, having an offensive line is something very, very necessary to being a successful NFL team these days. I think that the Chiefs should do that with the number 1 overall pick. But obviously a lot can change in the next 2 months. Kukul or whatever can go tear his ACL in the scouting combine and, I don't know, stunt his development or something. Who knows, quite frankly. So there's a lot of what ifs and whatever, but I think right now that's what I would go with. But anyway, I'm interested to see where Manti Te'o falls. It appears that even though the story with him is kind of quieted down, it does appear that he was just a victim of a hoax. He was not involved in it. But either way, that makes him look pretty gullible. You can't be gullible as a superstar in the NFL because people will try to get to you. People will try to take advantage of you. And that's a bad look for you. And if you get taken advantage of in the NFL, that means it could be someone, having sex with you or something and getting pregnant, and then you have to pay child services to them for the next 18 years or whatever. So, there's a lot that really can, that you can't be gullible in the NFL. You have to be careful. You can't trust strangers. It's a whole different world when you're a celebrity, because when you're a celebrity, you're a target, and when you're a target, obviously, you need to be careful. So, anyway, I think Te'o has to be careful. I think he's a very talented player, and I think that if he drops to the second or third round, someone's going to be looking at a steal for him. I think it's definitely a first-round pick. It's probably a top 15 or 20 pick still, in my opinion. So, anyway, I'm interested to see who takes him. If he falls all the way to the Patriots, that'd be awesome, although I don't think they really need to improve their front seven. I really think they should look at their secondary more. But either way, you can see the Bills kicker is going to miss his third field goal of the game right there. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think of the NFL draft, who your guys' favorite team is, and who you think they should take. If you think they should take a running back or a quarterback or wide receiver, an offensive lineman, defensive linebacker, secondary player, something like that. Just let me know. I'm curious to see, because I haven't been following the kind of pre-mock draft stuff too much, pre-draft mock draft stuff. So I'm interested to see who you guys think will be taken where or whatever. But yeah, I think that Cole guy should definitely go first overall. So look at the fumble there by Pooh Carlson. It looked like he ripped his shoulder on that one, and I believe that was Searcy on the recovery. So yeah, that's how the game's going so far. We're down 14-10. If you guys haven't been paying attention to the gameplay, but yeah, it's really all I have to talk about in the terms of the scouting combine. I'll probably talk a little bit about the NFL draft, or not the NFL draft, the NFL offseason in the next episode, because you just give me something to talk about, so I don't, just start talking about just straight gameplay. That's a little bit boring to me. It's a little bit boring to some of my viewers too. I asked this in previous commentary, but a lot of people prefer when I kind of have topics like this to talk about instead of just the gameplay, let the gameplay sit in the background or whatever. So that's what I'm trying to do. Obviously, the NFL is not, it's not in season right now, so it's hard to think of topics, but if this was, I might do like a weekly picks or something on Sunday. Who knows? I honestly don't know. So, anyway, I guess I could talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. I thought it was a really good game. It was one of my favorite Super Bowls in a while, especially just because of San Francisco's almost comeback. And as much as I dislike the Ravens, as much as I dislike Ray Lewis, I think it's cool that he's going out on top. Certainly, in my opinion, the greatest middle linebacker of all time. I don't think Flacco deserves a Drew Brees type contract. He's certainly not. He should not be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. But I think that I need to see a little bit more consistency out of him. We kind of had a very similar situation last year with Eli Manning. A lot of people were starting to call him an elite quarterback after his playoff run last year, and he really fell off in 2012. So I think you need to wait a little bit and see how Flacco does next year. But obviously, in terms of re-signing him, the Ravens really don't have that option. So anyway, I'm going to get into the gameplay here because this is where the gameplay starts to get exciting. So after we score this touchdown on the long screenplay, we need a 2-point conversion to cut the lead to 3 with 6:26 left. Carlson drops back. He's going to scramble up the middle and pick up the 2-point conversion. So we're down 21-18. And if we get the ball back, we certainly have a chance to either tie or take the lead. So we do get the ball back with 3:37 left. Carlson drops back. He's going to find Kenny Brent on the corner strike route for the first down. Pickup of about, what was that? I believe 17 yards. It's now 1st and 10 on the 47. Carlson drops back, and he's going to hand it off to Chris Johnson, who's going to get down the sideline, pick up a first down, and about 14 yards right there. So he's got 61 yards on the day. This will be Chris Johnson and Kenny Britt's both their first games back from injury, I do believe. So it's good to have them back. Johnson, once again, is going to pick up another big chunk right there. 73 yards on the day for him. Now we're in field goal range. We just need to hold on to the ball. 3rd and 6. Carlson drops back from the 24. He's scrambling backwards. He's going to get sacked out of field goal range. What a terrible play by me. I was so... Oh, man. That sets up a 4th and, 28. Something like that. We drop back, fire it deep, and it's off the hands of Jared Cook. And just like that, this game is over. I can't believe I did that. I felt so stupid when it happened. All I had to do was just throw it away or take a sack, and we could have kicked the field goal, going to overtime. At that point, we had a ton of momentum. We probably easily could have won that overtime. And then Cook dropping that. Oh, man. I can't believe that happened. I felt so stupid when it did. So a heartbreaking loss. We fall to 4-6 on the season, and our playoff hopes are looking bleak at this point. We certainly have to win 5 of our last 6 or something like that. I don't know what the exacts are. If we're 4-6, that leaves us 6 games left. So we'd have to win at least 5 of our last 6, more than likely, just to get to 9 wins, and that's going to be very hard to do. So anyway, we fall to 4-6. You can see the all Madden proof right there. Pretty much need to win out, go on a little Washington Redskins run or something, see if we can get our way into the playoffs. But you can see the stats here. The Bills dominated us in a lot of categories, and you'll see the player game stats on the way out as well. So anyway, the Titans Connected Careers could be coming to an end soon, as this is going to be the last year of it before MLB 13, the show, comes out. And if we don't make the playoffs, that'll cut the series short, of course. So anyway, look at our pass defense, though. Ryan Fitzpatrick had a perfect, QB rating, and he was 14-16, 2 touchdowns, 200-something yards, three touchdowns. So, our pass defense has been terrible this year. Dominique Hickson was tearing us up. That's not good, and that's just yay. So anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. We'll take a look at the defensive stats as always, and Griffin with 7 tackles. That's good to see, especially out of a safety. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. So I'm out. Peace.